Hello, friends. This is the Familiar Feline ASMR. Today we are going to be taking a look at some of my video games. A lot of my video games are digital downloads between the Switch and the PC and the Xbox. We probably have 200 or so games that are just digital downloads. But today we are going to just be looking at the hard copies of games that I own. We keep a lot of the discs in here, and I do have some cases and my Switch games in a case over here that we will look at after. Today I am also using a new microphone. The one that I had previously was only one directional, so it only picked up my voice. This one is omnidirectional. It has multiple pickups all the way around, so it should pick up sounds like that better. I haven't made a video with it yet, so hopefully this one turns out pretty well. So now we can look at the games that I keep in here, and we will start right in the front here. Assassin's Creed 2 and Assassin's Creed 3. I really enjoyed playing both of these games. Assassin's Creed 2 was the first in the series that I played, and I really enjoyed it. And Assassin's Creed 3 was fun. The online game for Assassin's Creed 3 is extremely fun. I had a lot of fun playing it. I wish that they still had a server up for it, because I would definitely still be playing. And here is the disc for that. And BioShock and BioShock 2 and BioShock Infinite. My husband really likes the BioShock series. I have played through all 3 games myself once, and I played a playthrough of all 3 with my husband. We switched on and off who was playing, and I do enjoy the game very much. And Condemned and Condemned 2. It's kind of hard for me to see the microphone in my face. I kind of have to get around it a little bit. But here's Condemned and Condemned 2, which are fun games. Now, these are games that I played so long ago that I don't remember quite what the game was about, but I do remember having a lot of fun playing them. And Darksiders and Darksiders 2, which I have never played, but my husband plays them and he really likes them. And Dead Island and Dead Island Riptide. I love anything that has to do with zombies. It doesn't matter if it's movies or books or video games. As long as it's not the Walking Dead TV show, I'm pretty into it. I do really like the Walking Dead books, but the TV show is it's too whiny for me. They just complain all the time. The show's kind of more about complaining and less about zombies, but the books don't really follow the characters. The characters that are in the show, they're kind of side characters. So the books are a lot better than the TV show. But I really like the Dead Island series because it gives it that cartoony, over-the-top, ridiculous feel. Like, my favorite weapon in the series is a baseball bat with a motor and saw blades attached to the end of it. So that is pretty fun while you're playing. You get to really customize your weapons and things. And Dead Space 2, I think, and Dead Space 3 also. Yeah. So the Dead Space games are really fun as well. They are one of the more scary games that I've ever played. I really like horror games, and Dead Space is so scary that during parts of it I was asking my husband to come and sit with me because I didn't want to play the game alone, especially not in the dark. And here is Diablo, which I have never played, and Dishonored. Those two are my husband's. I've never played them. And The Evil Within. This game is pretty fun. I did like this one. Fallout 3 is easily one of the best video games of all time. I am obsessed. I'm pretty obsessed with Fallout. I probably spent maybe 1,000 hours playing Fallout 3 and probably a few hundred more than that playing Fallout 4. I did completionist Fallout 3. I did every single thing in the game and cleared the entire map, and it took me an extremely long time. I think I had about 330 hours logged on that one playthrough. And Fallout New Vegas, which I didn't care as much for. A lot of people will disagree with me on that, but it didn't have the loneliness and kind of the sadness that the background of Fallout 3 had. It was just kind of a shooter game. And also, instead of being a vault dweller, you're just some random post person that delivers packages. I didn't like it as much. The story wasn't nearly as good, and the inventory system was pretty cumbersome compared to the other Fallout games, because you had to have certain outfits to go in certain places, and breaking down bullets and everything and making your own bullets, and it was just a bit more cumbersome to play the game. I just didn't enjoy it as much. And the Fear series, so we have Fear and Fear Files and Fear 2 and Fear 3. I do recommend the Fear series. If you've never played it, it is a really good game. Fear 2, I think, is my favorite, but the story in all of these games I really enjoyed. It was a story that you could really get yourself into. And Fusion Frenzy 2, which is a fun game if you have a lot of people over. Hitman, which I don't think I've played this one. And Connect Adventures, which we don't even have a Connect anymore, so I don't know why we have that. And Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 3. And we also have, there's another Mass Effect 3 disc. We also have Mass Effect 1 and Mass Effect Andromeda. I really enjoyed the Mass Effect series. As you play through the series, your character and the decisions that you make affect the later games, which I thought was really, really cool. But I did really enjoy the Mass Effect series. The only problem for me was in Mass Effect 1, when you have to spend 9 million hours cleaning out your inventory and turning everything into Omnigel. I don't know if that was fixed when they remade all of these. I do not have the remastered versions, but I am hoping to get the remastered versions of all the Mass Effects, the first 3 anyway, pretty soon. I just bought a new video game, so I need to spend time with that first before I go spending any more money. And there's the Mass Effect 3, Metro 2033, which is a post-apocalyptic game. That one's pretty fun. Mirror's Edge is one of my favorite games. I really like the parkour, I really like the story, and even the characters are very interesting. I used to sit around and do the time trial versions of this when they had online, and I was even in some of the top tiers. You can see my name and everything on the time trials. Resident Evil 5. I am a pretty big Resident Evil fan. I don't care too much for the movies. They're okay, but I do really like the games, especially the first one, and the one, I don't remember what number it is. I think it's 6, maybe 7, but you are in a house that's kind of in a swamp, and it's this family that you're trying to hide from and get past so that you can save your daughter and your wife. I don't remember, but that one is particularly scary, and I really liked the puzzles in that one. And here's Resident Evil 6, and Silent Hill Downpour, and Silent Hill the HD Collection, which is Silent Hill 2 and Silent Hill 3. I am probably one of the world's biggest Silent Hill fans. I love the entire series. I really like anything that has to do with occults or cults or anything creepy like that. But the whole Silent Hill series is scary, and the characters are really good. Except in the one that was made just for the Xbox One, like the most recent one, I didn't care much for the story or the characters. But especially the old classic Silent Hills, 2, 3, and 4 being my favorite. I used to have every single one for the PlayStation 2, but even Silent Hill Origins. But I recently sold them so I could buy a Switch. But I didn't make a pretty penny off of my collection because they are such old games. They are hard to find in good condition. And Skate 3, which can be pretty fun if you've practiced a lot. The orange box, which has some Valve games on it. If you don't know, Valve makes Portal, and there's another game that my husband really likes that they make, but I can't remember who. But Valve also makes Left 4 Dead. Here is Sniper Elite and Two Worlds. And I have never played either of these. These ones are my husband's. And Walking Dead Survival Instinct. Now, even though I don't care much for the TV show, I did really enjoy this video game. I thought it was pretty cool. And The Witcher 2, which I do enjoy the Witcher games. Your Shape, which is an exercise game for the Kinect. The Gunslinger, which I'm not quite sure what this is. It looks like it's a demo disc. And Guitar Hero 2. I really like the Guitar Hero games. I used to be really good, especially at the Warriors of Rock edition. I used to play that one all the time in high school and shortly after with my friends. Here is Paw Patrol, which is my son's, and the Lego Movie, which is also my son's. Sorry, this one is the Lego Movie 2. And here is Left 4 Dead 2, which is also one of my favorite games of all time. Except for people that you play online with, it can be kind of hard to find a good group to play with. I have had better luck recently playing the newer version, Back 4 Blood, with finding people that actually want to play the game and are good teammates that don't like run in front of you or anything. Silent Hill Homecoming is probably my least favorite Silent Hill game. It was good. It was scary. It just didn't quite feel like a Silent Hill game. It didn't really have the loneliness or the creepiness behind it. It wasn't quite as well done as the earlier games, but I did enjoy it. And the Lego Movie video game. And here is my Back 4 Blood. That's a really fun game. I did just buy this maybe a month ago, and I've beat the game on Recruit, and I'm going back through it again to get some more cards to beef up my character so I can play it on, I think the next mode is Veteran. But hopefully I will get to do that soon. All of these ones are empty. This is a DVD for Fringe, which I am currently watching with my son. Which, if you haven't watched that series, you should. It is my favorite TV show of all time. I am pretty excited that my son is finally old enough to handle the blood and the gore and the scariness that comes with that show. He is actually really enjoying it. And I'll set that over there, and I can grab my Switch games now. So I keep all the hard Switch games that we have in this little case, except for the Ring Fit game, which my son just got done playing, so it's still in the Switch. We have Ice Age, Luigi's Mansion, Game Builder Garage, Super Mario Maker 2. These four I have never played. They are my son's. I would really like to have some time to mess around on Super Mario Maker 2 because making my own Mario levels sounds pretty amazing. Here is Mario Kart 8. That's one we all played together as a family. And the Untitled Goose Game, which is hilarious. I really enjoyed playing this game. I played a game with my son and I played a game with my husband. It is definitely a game that is made for couch co-op, which are the best games. It's really fun. You get to be a goose and you just run around and destroy things in this little town. You just get to be a jerk. It's pretty fun. And here is Nintendo Lab, which comes with all the little cardboard game pieces that you can build. That's my son's. And so is this Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania. And Mario Party Superstars, which we all play together. and this one is my husband's, which is Zelda Breath of the Wild. And this one is mine, which is Pikmin 2. I really enjoyed the first Pikmin game. It was one of my favorite games that I had on my GameCube a very long time ago. But I didn't find this as appealing as the first game. It is definitely a softer version. It's very easy. The old game was very hard, and that is kind of what I enjoy in games. I like a struggle. But here is Skyrim. So when I play games that can be modded, I always heavily mod them to be extremely difficult. So when I play Fallout 4, I have all the scarcity mods, so there's less things in the environment for me to pick up. There's less food. Even when I was done playing Fallout 4, when I had completed everything, I was a level 106, I think, and I was still getting killed with one shot because I had everything turned up to make it ridiculously difficult. Because I enjoy a challenge. I think this is the Resident Evil that I was talking about earlier. It is called Resident Evil Biohazard. I think that this is the one that's in the kind of the big haunted house where you're trying to get away from everybody in it and hide from them. It says on the back here it has blood and gore, intense violence, and strong language, which is just a few of my favorite things. And here is Crash Bandicoot, the Insane Trilogy. I really like the Crash Bandicoot games. I also have Spyro Remastered, but that one is a digital download. It was really, really nice to be able to share my favorite childhood games with my son and to see him enjoy them as well. Before the Spyro game came out, I did show him the Spyro game on my PlayStation, but it was very difficult to see it because we don't have a TV that's adapted for something like a PlayStation 2. So everything looks a little too pixelated and everything and can be hard to play. But the remastered versions of them are amazing. It was great to be able to share those. And here is the Xbox version. So I have Skyrim on the Xbox and I have Skyrim on the Switch. So if I want to play on a big screen, I can. And if I want to play on my little portable Switch in bed, I can. I am a pretty big Skyrim fan. And here is Dying Light. I do not have Dying Light 2 yet. Hopefully that's another one that I'm going to be getting soon. I just had a new video game come in the mail today. So next time I need a new game, I will be buying Dying Light 2. Definitely one of my favorite video games. And here is Mass Effect Andromeda, which is a pretty fun game. It doesn't tie very well together with the other 3 games, but it's still a very fun game, kind of as a standalone game in the series. And here is Divinity. I haven't played this one either. This one is my husband's. I'm not quite sure. No, I think him and I played this together for a while. I think I remember that. It's kind of hard to remember when you've played games so long ago and you've played so many games. It's hard to keep track. And here is Fallout 4. Like I said, I've probably played between 1,000 and 1,500 hours in this game. I think I've done 3 or 4 almost complete playthroughs. And it's one of my favorite games. I do wish that Bethesda had done a little bit better with keeping the bugs out of the game. There were so many times where I would get to downtown and my game would just keep crashing and crashing. I actually lost an entire game like that once. Lost the whole save. It became corrupted, which was pretty disappointing. And here is Far Cry Primal, which is a really fun game. You get to be a caveman, and you just live the life of a caveman trying to help rebuild your village. I do really like this game. And this is the game that just came in the mail today for me. This is Elden Ring. Whenever I buy a new game, I try to know as little about it as possible. So I don't know anything about this game hardly, except that a lot of people in my gaming groups on Facebook have recommended it and are talking about it, and they are people that I know choose the same type of games to play as I do, so I'm really looking forward to playing it. And I also bought it because a lot of the people were talking about how difficult it is to play, and I love a challenge. So that is all of my video games. I hope that the microphone did a pretty good job picking up the sounds. I'll go back through and look. And I hope that my voice isn't too atrocious from my cold yet. I can feel it kind of getting a little sore still, but I do hope that you enjoyed the video. And if you have already subscribed, thank you. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And if you can also like and share and comment on my work, it does really help out with views and things. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a